Hey guys, I'm here. I'm just trying to finish up doing a little bit of cutting prep. Um, if you would like, you can go kind of get a friend or something to come over here. If you would like, just trying to show how I make these composition notebooks that I've been putting on Facebook. All right, and these are the notebooks that I'm making. Whoops. Yeah. It's hard to angle my camera to where it needs to be. It's got a little pin pocket right here. It's for a pin. There's several different. Hi, April. There are several different patterns that you can do. That's got the different quilting. Oh, I keep accidentally hitting it. It's got this elastic band that goes over it, and then right here I embroidered my name. I don't know if you can see too well right there. Sorry about the lighting. And then this one, I'm actually put a graph composition notebook in here. Thinking about doing some my own cross stitch designs. And I wanted to use a graph notebook. And I have another one made. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'd show you if I had it. Oh, it's way over there. Let me go get it. I have this one that's got the little jungle on there. It's got a lemur. It's got this black elastic. Folds over. This doesn't have a name or anything on it. It's got a pen holder. And then there's little ribbons like for a bookmark. And then I also made another one for my friend. Hers is flamingos. I put her name down here. In order for me to do names and stuff on there, I have to have Embroidery. Embroidery Essentials. There's other softwares that you can use, but I think I've been just had it just for a little while, the software, and I think it's pretty easy for learning. So, let's see if I can turn this without y'all getting sick. I'm sorry, guys. Only got one camera, so I have to make the best of it. So if you get sick or something, you might want to close your eyes. All right. Pardon my dirty ironing cutting board. For this, you're going to need a hoop. The smallest hoop that you can use for this project is a 6x10. You can also use a 7x12 and on up. I'm using a 9.5x14. This is the biggest hoop I have for my machine. Different machines go up to so many hoops. A lot of that has to do with the distance that you have from your needle to the wall of your computer or your wall of your machine. Some of them were wider, some of them were more narrow. Other things you'll need is some scissors, and make sure you only cut fabric with these. These have a slant that helps me be able to get down close to the stitches. And this helps with the guard, keep other things away. And these two as well, as you can see, they're like a little angle. You'll want like a little small ruler if possible. This is just a little 5-inch ruler. Nope, 6-inch ruler. because you'll need to measure certain spots, and we'll get to that. Of course, you'll need your embroidery thread. I'm using white and purple for this. This is going to be my sister's, and her name's going to be in purple. I know it probably looks blue, but it is purple thread. You'll need some elastic. Should be long enough to reach all the way across. Need 3 things of batting. These are 7 by 12 pieces of batting. You need 3 for each hooping. I mean 3, 1 for each hooping. Okay. Then you'll need a front and back cover. I have these already put in order that I need to do them. So this is the back cover. This is the back flap. And that the cover, this cover 7 by 12. This is, let me see, I can tell you my directions. I've made these so many times now that I just put them in the machine. I don't have to have the directions no more. The flap is 11 by 12, and you fold that in half for 5.5 by 12. So it needs to be 11, and then fold it in half and iron it. This is the lining. Lining fabrics are 2 pieces at 8.5 by 12. And then this is the front cover. This is the other flap, same size, 11 by 12, folded in half. This is the other lining piece, 8.5 by 12, and you fold over and iron 1 inch. This is the little pocket for the side. It's gotta be that way. Otherwise it would be upside down. If you're doing directional fabric, pay close attention, because like on my B one, I did not pay attention. And then this is the spine fabric that I'm doing. What else? You'll need a rotary cutter. You'll need a ruler for cutting. I use this one. It is a 6 by 24 inch. Here's my rotary cutter. You'll need some tape. I just use masking tape to hold down some of my stuff. You'll need some stabilizer. I would recommend the cutaway poly mesh, but the only poly mesh cutaway I have is this, and it does not fit my hoop, so I'm having to use this because this is a 20-inch wide by 10-foot roll. So this is what I'm using. And of course, you'll need your other accessories for your hooping and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and hoop up one of these. Show y'all how to do that. So undo your hoop. Set this to the side for a second. And I actually like doing this on the harder side of my mat. So then you put this down. Kind of want to tighten it up a little. I find that makes it easier. You're not having to adjust it. Kind of do it about right there. And this, since it rolls up, I usually put it face down so it doesn't bubble up too much. Kind of get it all up in there. Then I start with this end here that's going to go down at this bottom end down here. And you'll see where it goes in like that. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I will get to them as soon as I can. Sometimes hooping this can be a little tricky. This is being a little tricky, so I'm going to have to loosen it up just a tad. There we go. And you can test to make sure it's tight. It's going to be like drum tight. You don't want it too loose. There's no wrinkles, as you can see. There's no wrinkles. Looks like it needs to go down a little more. Actually, there is a wrinkle that I can feel. It's pretty much drum tight. I'm going to take it and kind of tighten it up just a little more. You usually only want to tighten it up once it feels like it's going to give resistance. You don't want to tighten it too tight. You don't want to over tighten it. All right. So, hold on. Give me just a second. Hi, Joyce. Hey, Shannon. SoCal color is awesome. Hi. All right. So I'm going to move the camera one more time. Close your eyes if you get a little seasick. I'm sorry. Doing the best I can with what I got. So we're going to come back over here to my computer. Ooh, that's kind of... All right. So this is my machine. This is a Stellaire XJ1. That means it does sewing and embroidery. So what I want to do is I want to go to embroidery. This says the presser will move up and down. Keep your hands away from the presser foot. In other words, keep your hands back. All right. I want to go to my USB drive here that's plugged in. Just give me a minute. And then I'm going to go look for this one right here. It says Caroline Flamingo. That's just because I was trying to reword some of them so I could read what I was doing. So I'm going to do that one. And we're starting with the back first. Pardon the coughing. I can't help it. Sorry, guys. Ever since I had COVID, I can't kick the cough. Every machine is different, but I had to slide this up in here until it stops. And then always put this down or it won't go. All right. So I'm going to hit set embroidery. That sets it in the middle. And first things first is I got to put some thread in here. Otherwise, it's not going to do anything. Where's my button? I love these Brother machines because they're so easy to thread. So what I do is I undo it just enough. And I hold it right here with my finger, kind of a tight. So it'll help give it its tension. I go around, follow all the directions. It's got numbers. You can't mess it up, really. And hit my thread button. All right, then I'm ready for my first one. This will go in different steps. First step it's going to be is it's going to tell me where to place my batting. So I'm going to put my presser foot down and then go for it. I know you probably can't see it because it's white. I'll take it out and show you. Always wait till it comes up, the light's red. Don't move nothing, and then once that's done, then you can pull it out. And let's see, y'all can see that this thread right here, it's white. It's telling me where to place my batting. I'm just going to slide this back in here real quick. What is going on? It's not letting me do what it's supposed to. I'm going to clip this thread that's way back here. I like to pull my thread out a little bit, otherwise all it does is create a big knot. I'm going to take one of my batting pieces. If y'all have any questions, let me know. And I'm going to make sure that it's pretty well covered over this line and giving it about a half an inch on each side. Slide it just this way, just a tad. And then I'm going to take a little bit of tape and masking tape. And use whatever tape you got on hand, I guess. I would prefer masking tape. Washi tape's okay, but I just prefer this. So I got it taped in place where I want it. I'll put my foot back down and I hit my green button. You really shouldn't put your hand on it. Sometimes I do just to make sure everything's smoothed down. You're good, drink guys. These are really easy. The only hard part you really have to do is like when we're doing the spine. It can be a little difficult, but it's pretty easy. All right. I try to do this without having to move it out. Oh, you know what? I'm going to move it out anyway. Just so I can get to it a little better. You're going to take these little scissors like this. And you're going to, I'll just lay mine flat. I'll lay mine flat up against it. And it will pretty much cut it pretty good without cutting the stitching. You want to get it as close as you possibly can without cutting the stitching. Does anybody here have an embroidery machine? All right. I try to clean it up if possible. I'm gonna have to take this out. Do some more cutting. I wish I had a good camera set up for moving things around and changing cameras, but I don't. Take this off. It'll be difficult here. I did link put the link where you can get the file for this one in particular. She does have a set of 4 or series of 4, and they all have different quilting designs. I really should do this on something sturdy, but that means I'd have to take you out of camera. I know what I could do. There. That way, make it a little bit easier. You want to get good scissors for this, because if you don't have good scissors, it can make it difficult. I got these pair of like tweezer scissors that I have in my drawer from Amazon, thinking they'd be good. No. Them suckers, I ain't done nothing with them and they're already dull. I haven't checked to see if I can return them because it's been a while since I bought them, so I guess I just have to take the loss. Well, that's pretty close. That I got like right on the stitching, but by the time you add all the other stitching, it should be fine. That's kind of sloppy. Be all right. All right. Let's see. I know I have a small brother that does embroidery, but it's just for that. All right. The next step is the fabric, which is going to be the back cover. And on there, make sure if it's directional, that the direction is facing you, not towards your wall, but it has to face towards you. Like I said, this is the back cover. We do the back first. That's why I put my fabrics in order, because I have accidentally done the front cover for the back accidentally. All right, this I'm going to tack down as well. Some of the tape that I already used, so I'm not wasting. All right. I'll put her foot down. Actually, pull it up. Let me get some of this thread pulled through. Foot down and hit go. This is tacking down the fabric. I've been doing some studying to do t-shirts. I know about how to do it. I just have to go get the supplies to do it. I have some of it, but not all of it. All right. Next is going to be the quilting. I'm not doing any cutting on the fabric yet. That comes like once we're done. Once I've done the front, the back cover and the front cover, then we'll do our cutting. So that I only have to turn my camera once. All right. This is the quilting, so it might take just a little while. So if you got questions, I can pay attention and answer your questions. This is doing like flowers and diamonds. Sorry, guys. I'm thirsty. This one's probably for my sister. I need to look for some more fabrics, so I want to do one for my nephew. Well, I got one for each nephew, so I need to make two. I need some more manly type fabrics. I have a little bit of Tim Holtz I can use. So I might have to look for some others. I'm off this summer, so I'm just trying to do all the creating and all that I can do. So everything I want to do when I'm at work, a lot of times I just don't want to have to pull everything out and then have to turn around and put it all back up. After I get done with this, I'm going to go through some of my stash and clean up some stuff and get rid of stuff. Maybe having a sale in a week or so. So getting rid of some stuff. Some of it might be junk journaling. I may make some more journals to sell. I've been making project bags. Be right back, dogs. I totally understand that. I may have, once my husband gets home, I may have to mute it because my dogs will go crazy. As I can see, this machine does most of the work. I hardly do any of it. Other than the cutting and making sure things are where they're supposed to be. doesn't like much more, except towards the top. That is done on that one. Okay. The next thing to do is the flaps. Here's my flap that I had folded. It was 12 by 11, folded, so it'd be 5.5. Let's see. Hold on, Ross. This is the back, so it's over here. All right, this has to be 1.5 inches from the stitch line right here, where it's stitched way over here. So I'm gonna take my little measuring tool that I have, lay it kind of in the middle, and put it at 1.5. Pull it down just a little. And then measure at the top, make sure it's 1.5. Measure the bottom, make sure it's 1.5. It's all 1.5. So I'm going to take this tape, lift it up, put it back down. Lift this tape up, put it down. Alright, so I'm going to put my foot down and hit my green button. You can see I made sure this time I did it right. Well, on my notebook, I did my flap upside down. I don't think you can really tell. You would be able to tell on this if I had the birds upside down. Do a second pass. Usually does about 2 passes, except for the quilting. It's done. All right. Now is the lining piece. The lining needs to be 1.5 inches from this other side over here. Not 1.5, 1 inch from this edge over here. So it needs to be face down, like right sides together. So this would be up, face down. It needs to be 1 inch. Usually I can get it right on. 1 inch. Measure down here, make sure it's 1 inch. Measure up at the top, make sure it's 1 inch. Usually if your middle is right on, then your top and bottom will be right on. I'll lift this tape up, put it back down. Fabric usually doesn't go anywhere. All right. Put the foot down, and it's going to tack the lining down. And this lining is not the one with the 1 inch fold. This does not have the fold. front one will have the fold. And it doesn't go all the way. That's done in the final step with the spine. Right. Up here. That means I am done with this section. I hit OK, return, delete, OK. Then I'll find my little doohickey tool, and I don't know what I did with it. Well, okay, there it is. I'm going to go back to my USB, go down, and then we're going to do one that has my sister's name on it for the front. I'm going to take this out real quick and then re-poop with another piece of cutaway. This one going to pop out. This is going to need loosening because it don't want to come loose. I'll just pop it out. It's going to look about like this. It looks like a hot mess, so we'll trim it all down here in a little bit. I'll show you all that in a minute. All right. Show my desk over here. My desk is only so big. I'm going to re-hoop this the same as what I did earlier. So I will be right back to the machine in just a second. Have a little setup in the house in the living room for all my stuff. I sew in my living room, my craft in my bedroom. If and when Matthew is able to move out, his room will become my craft room. Not that I'm pushing him out the door, but I got plans. Sorry for the shaking. If you get sick, you might want to look away. But you should tell you to pin this, but this has been pretty good for me not to pin. It's pretty tight. My tool real quick. Tighten it up. And we are ready to go. See? Pretty tight. Ooh. I was kind of hesitant about using the stabilizer, but after I made mine, it's pretty sturdy and it moves too. See, so this is where I messed up. My flowers are upside down. That'd be all right. All right. We're going to set this. We'll have to do a little things different with this. After it gets done quilting, I'll have to do some moving around. All right, embroidery. I'll pull my thread just a little bit so it doesn't make a big fat knot. I don't like it when it makes those big knots. Put my foot down. We're going to do the placement stitch for the batting. They'll tell you to change all your threads here, but you don't have to change your threads. So I am going to switch to purple for her name, so, and some of the embellishments on it. Pull that thread out just a little bit. Get my next piece of batting. Line it all up. Check this side. Good. Check this side. Good. Now I'm going to tape it. This is too fancy for me. Well, I had someone who wanted me to show it, so I just thought I'd show it. Oh no, I got 3 pieces. Oh well. Those others will be used. Shannon does a great job on sublimation. She does cups. Some pretty good ones too. So we all have our little talents. Everybody's different. And that's what's great. Don't want everybody the same. I'm going to put my foot down and we're going to tack down the batting. I just call you to do it for me. There you go. Just don't get no rush or t-shirts yet. I can't do t-shirts yet. I don't have the supplies to do it. But I've been watching videos. I've been studying how to do stuff. So I'm getting there. All right, guys. After it gets done here, I'm going to pause. We're going to take a break for a minute. My husband's home and y'all are going to hear a bunch of dogs barking. All right. Hold on. This doesn't get loud up in here. Take a 5-minute break. All right, hopefully they'll hurry up and get it out of their system. While they're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and trim. Hopefully they'll hurry up and quit. Y'all hear them? I'm just going to take this out and trim it real quick. If y'all have any questions, I can answer them. It's just easier to do it over here. Doing the same thing, trimming the batting back. You can leave it and wait till the end if you want, but It's pretty much your choice what you want to do. Turn this around. I'm a righty, so I always have to kind of cut on the right side. No, stop. All right, I'm done trimming the body. But it doesn't take that long. It might help if I load it on the right side. Push that in. Push it in. Lock it. All right, next up is the front cover fabric. Make sure it's going the right way. Get it up underneath. Try to make sure it has about the same amount of fabric, both sides, top and bottom. All right, pull the thread just a little. I'm going to take this down. Sorry about that. It happens every day, so I knew he was going to come home, so I told him to text me when he was home so y'all wouldn't have to hear the dogs go bonkers. Okay. All right. Now this is doing the tack down for the fabric. Hope I ain't lost anybody's interest. All right, now we are going to do the quilting. The quilting is next. Put it down and go. I'd say if I was to do this by hand, well, I wouldn't say by hand. If I had to do this just for sewing, it would probably take me a lot longer. I have one project in mind. I wish I could find out if someone could make it into in the hoop project for me. I could do it, but I'd have to get another program added on to Embroidery and across the arm and leg. And digitizing when it comes to sewing, it's a little bit difficult. I don't really understand it. So I just like being able to take and add names to things and all that. Hi, Tanya. I've watched videos on digitizing and I'm like, nope, it ain't happening. Even though it would be nice to maybe add a pocket or something to this, like in the flap, which I could do that by sewing. I would just have to kind of do some prep work on that. From before the whole embroidery thing. Unfortunately, when it's in embroidery mode with the embroidery foot and stuff on it, it won't let you sew. So I have to do it separate. And all in all, this is so far has been a great machine. I've had to take it in once because I broke a needle and I couldn't find out where the needle went. The needle got stuck in the fabric. It never actually went in there. Plus, here, if a needle breaks and falls in, it has a little magnetic like area that will hold the needle that won't let it fall through. I think once we go back to school or something, I'm probably going to take it in for a good cleaning. Since it falls under a 3-year warranty, and that covers cleaning and parts and whatever. I bought mine at the place here in town called Mid-South Sewing and Vacuum. The guy who owns it, his name is Matt. He's a really nice guy. And the ladies and stuff up there are always so helpful. Sorry, I'll come back and finish watching the replay. Okay, sounds good. All right, it is done with that part, and it's moving me up to the next screen to do, but we're going to do a little something different real quick. Got to put my thread out, and I'm going to put the name on here real quick. You never want to pull your thread back up out of the tension area. That's a big no-no. Take my purple. These spools, when you're doing embroidery, you have to pull them out. Otherwise, the thread could get caught in there and it gets stuck. Give me a second. I gotta stand up. Put this in there. That on there. Wow, just enough. These are so easy to thread. All right, I have to go to my little, there's a little button right here that has a needle with plus minus. I'm going to scroll through till I get to where I'm going to put her name on it. And then we'll go back and finish the rest of them right here. So I'm going to pull this. I'm actually going to try to thread this down into the hole because I want to hold it over here for the thread. And once it gets through a certain amount of stitches, I'm going to stop it and trim it. All right. I'm going to press your foot down. And we're going to go. All right, I'm going to stop it right here for a second. Trim. Then continue. I'll take it out and show it to you once it's finished. When I was getting my embroidery machine, I was contemplating a little one, and I had my friend just like, you need to go get the one that you're going to want to play with later. You go with the small one, you're going to wish that you went bigger. So I went big. I could have went bigger than this because there's a luminaire, but the luminaire was it was double the price of this one. So I was like, nah, let's not. All right. I'm going to show you this embroidery with her name. Then we'll stick it back in. You can see it really good. Okay. It's got her name on there. I'm going to put it back in. And put my foot thing down. It says I'm done embroidering, but I'm not done embroidering. All right. Put down. And it's going to tell me where to put my elastic. I had my elastic. Where'd it go? There it is. This is just some fold over elastic. I do mine face down because I don't like that line in the middle. It's got a line on here. It tells you where to put it right here. So I'm going to go right about here and tape it down. Really good. And put my foot back down. I'll pull my thread up first. Now put it back down. I'm gonna hold this down because it's fixing to move and I don't want it to get caught up in it. And again, it's gonna tell me where to put my thing. Put down. I'm trying to get it straight as possible and make sure I hold on to it, giving it a little bit of a tug. I'm trying to make sure it's straight. That's why I'm putting my head in the way. Okay. Put my foot down. I moved it. Let me get my measuring and make sure it's measured all the way. Let's see. 1 3/4. 1 3/4. 1 3/4. All right, now we're going to do the other side of the flap. And I need to change my thread back real quick. This too needs to be 1.5 inches from that edge. Like I said, if you measure your middle, then your top and bottom should be in line as well, but this one is not. So measure it again. Let's measure this. That's 1.5. This is not 1.5. That's 1.5. I'm going to tape it down, change my thread real quick. I need to get one of those stands where I can just put all my threads on there and not have to keep switching them out. I have one, but I haven't really. I've used it once, and then that's when my needle broke. Something got caught, so I'm kind of shy about doing that. That's not going to work very good. hold this so make sure the tension gets right. Foot down and go. After this is the lining. Then we'll do the trim. All right. I'm gonna do a little bit of trimming here. And we're going to do the lining. This one's got the fold, the 1-inch fold. That's face down and the fold faces that direction. Then you want it 1 inch from this edge. Let's start with my middle, get that where it needs to be. That's 1 inch. 1 inch. 1 inch. My pressure foot here on this one in particular is kind of telling me where my 1 inch is probably going to be. There is another file that's with the composition book and it doesn't line up where it's supposed to be. And it will pull your lining up. But this one's right on the money. 1, 1, 1. We're going to tape. Let's get it down a smidge. Tape it. I'm going to tape this one. Press your foot down and go. I'm just going to scoot down here and we're going to do it again. All right. We are complete, even though it's telling me I still need to do her name, but we already did that. So we're going back, return, delete. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the spine that we're going to do here after we get done trimming. And it will be this one right here. It's going to be the little circles and diamonds. All right. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to move the camera so y'all can see what we're going to do real quick. All right. All right, gonna get sick. I'll put my hand over it so y'all don't have to see. All right. Here we're gonna do some trimming. Let me back this up a little bit. Y'all gonna hear my doggy's little footprints and all that. Sorry. They're just being dogs. Alright. Loosen up my hoop here. Pop it out. Pop this out. Tell Daddy he can come in here just as long as he's quiet. Or somewhat quiet. No. No, ma'am. Alright. I'm just holding up. It's not gonna really matter. Let's take it off anyway. Alright. First things first is I'm going to trim around and get as much of this as I can off. That tore right there. Oh well. I keep some of these larger pieces for my little smaller hoops. All right. I'm going to do some trimming on this side. I want to trim this pretty thin. What's up, Dede? What you need, girl? This minimizes some of the bulk. Now, if I had the poly mesh on here, I probably wouldn't do this, but this stuff is kind of thick. All right. And then this is for when we do the spine. I need to cut as close to this stitch line as possible without cutting the stitch line. So I'm going to line this up. I may have to get up in the camera, so y'all have to forgive me. So I'm going to line the ruler up at the stitch line, and then I'm going to scoot it over the smidgens, like a 1/16 of an inch, a smidgen, and I'm going to cut. If you don't trust yourself, you can get a pair of scissors and do it. And then the rest of it's going to stay. I'm not trimming anything else. And we're going to do the same on the back. Uh-oh. Heard something go boom. Sound like someone's shooting or something. Pull this tape off. Like the next set of fabric that I cut, I'm going to do some pinking. Might use my pinking blade. That's what I'll use when I'm on the final thing. That's what I'm going to actually do. Make this a little bit quicker. I'm just going to trim it like this. I'll save some time. I'm going to pull all this back with my ruler. Pull it back as far as I can and trim. Pull it back. Trim. Gotta be careful doing that though. And this is where we're going to trim a little bit. It's hard to see this. I need to put my glasses on. My reading glasses. Alright. Let's get it over a smidgen. And trim. This is my favorite cutting thing. I like it because I can do that and just squeeze it. And then when I'm done, I can lock it. Or if I want to keep it out, it'll still. This is by Olfa. But this is my favorite cutting ruler. It's by Fiskars. Alright. We have our two things cut. This is the back. This one is the front because it has the elastic and it has her name. Okay, we're going to set these to the side for a minute. I'm going to do the last hooping. And this is my last piece to hoop. Get this. This one's wanting to be tough. Let's get in the groove. There we go. In the groove. Push it, push it. Push. Ow. Really drum tight. Yep. All right. I'm going to slide this in real quick and I'll turn the camera. All right, I'm gonna cover it and turn. Whoops! I got a glimpse of me. Whoa! The camera was about to fall off. All right. Is that a speck on my computer? Yeah. Oh well. All right. We're back at my machine, and I've lost my little doohickey. There it is. Right where it's supposed to be. So we're here at the spine. I'm gonna hit set, embroidery, and this next stitch is going to tell me where to set the back of the book, the back of the cover. That, pull my thread. Y'all probably won't be able to see it because it's white. Okay. This is the back, right? Yep. I'm going to have to try to center it because it doesn't line up exactly, so you kind of have to just get it in there. I'm going to use some fatter tape for this for a better hold. I need about 4 pieces, 2 for each side. All right, I have to stand up for this so I can see the lines. I want to kind of center it. It's right here, way up here, and way down here. If you center it just right, it goes perfect. All right, I want to put my tape down right here. And sometimes this will move, so you have to kind of watch it. Make sure my needle thread is not in the way. What this is going to do next is going to tack this down. Now make sure your flap or your lining fabric is pulled back and out of the way as well. All right, I'll put my foot down and get the go. This is tacking down the back part of the cover. If you're doing this on like one of the smaller frames, like this, I think it's 7x12 or 7x12 or 6x10, you may not have as much room to do this, but you are able to do this on the smaller hoop. But the smallest you can do, remember, it's a 6x10. to put down, and it's going to do the markings for the front cover. Take center it up the best you can. So right on the money right there. Tape it down. Down and take the pressure foot, and off we go again. Like I said, this machine does the majority of the work.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Alexa, be quiet. So just tacking it down. Next is going to be the placement stitch for the batting. Done. Trimming. All right. Next is the batting tack down. After I get the batting on there. Right there. Usually you can line your batting up with the rest of your fabric and you should be good. I want to make sure it's smooth. The light on this machine is like really bright. I'm going to take this out and trim around the batting real quick. pull this off, this off. This. Just take me just a minute to trim this up real quick. It's important to get this as smooth and as close to the stitches without cutting the stitches on this one. It's going to do a satin stitch after it does all the quilting and stuff with the other fabric. And if it's not down really good, then it's going to make it difficult. I don't think you have to cut this batting on top and bottom, but I go ahead and do it now because it reduces bulk when it's turned. So I'll just go ahead and do it now. Check, make sure it's as down as I can get it. That needs to be trimmed in a little more. And that looks good. I don't know if y'all can see how well I got that trimmed down on the edges, because that's going to do a satin stitch right over here on the seams where it connects, and you do not want this fluff to show because it's hard to hem after that. We'll go back. It does a one round stitch for the fabric, but no, wrong one. All right, let me get my fabric. Did my fabric go? Oh, my slime fabric. Duh. Forgot which fabric I was looking for. I was looking for this pretty one. That's not what we're using. We're using this purple one. This is going to be on the spine. I'm going to tape it down top and bottom just to make sure it's smooth. Don't want no lumps and bumps. Put down. We're going to tack this down. And then after this will be the quilting. And then we'll trim the fabric down. Just stopping it to trim the thread. Sometimes that thread will get quilted in and you don't want that. This is doing like another tack down stitch, but I usually go ahead and tack it down before then. quilting stitch is not going to be very noticeable on the spine, but I didn't want to do a color that's too contrasting. Yesterday I went through my fabrics and found some long lost fabrics. This one's taking a while. What are you doing, little geese? Come here. Dude. Playing. Dude, stop. Stop. Get him, Daisy. Get him. Dude, stop. Dude. No. Okay, go over there. Go get Daddy. Let's go. Go get Daddy. Go get Daddy. Go get Daddy. Duke likes to torment Daisy. I don't know why, but he does. He thinks he's playing, and she's not playing. Go right there, boo. Get that right there, boo. Going to this end, and it's going to finish the last row of quilting stitches. This is one of my favorite quilting things that she has. Sorry, guys. That's Duke. He's still kind of in training about the whole barking thing. He's gotten better. this is finished, and I'm gonna go trim this fabric real quick. Y'all can see this. No, you cannot see that. Let's see. Ugh, this makes it kind of hard. But let's see. So I can see those quilting stitches. We'll trim down the fabric. And we'll get to the other part of it. Believe it or not, we're about halfway done with this spine. Next will be satin stitching the edge. And that does take a little bit. I'm trimming it as close as I can so I can make sure the satin stitches cover it. That looks pretty close. Not as close as it's going to let me get. Let me check this other side. Yep. That's as close as it's going to let me get. So we're going to reload. And I think I'm going to do a purple satin stitches because I think it will look good. I'm going to switch back to the purple thread. I'm going to take this, I'm going to feed it down in through here. And I'm going to hold it right here. Once it gets so far, I'm going to go ahead and trim it myself. Went ahead and trimmed it real quick. It's going to be so pretty. I'll show you online what it's doing. It's doing this blue satin stitch right here. And then when that's done, I'm going to do, I may do a pink. It's like a accent stitch. I'm going to use this color right here. It's pink. Ish. Oh, thank you. Well, I was out shopping for more fabric after I done my friends. I was going to get more flamingo fabric, and I saw this one. So I got this in, and I guess while I was out, my sister had made a comment on my post about my friends, and she's like, I wouldn't mind if you did one of these. I just want more flowers. And I had already picked this up and bought it. Showed her. She's like, yes. And my sister lives in Florida, so she loves her tropical flowers and all that. She's in heaven now. Her husband is retired from the army, so she's not having to move around anymore. Her oldest son is just graduated. He'll be going off for college in Florida for chemical engineering. Almost done with this side. It's going to move over to the other side. There she goes. I didn't really name my machine anything fancy. I just named her Stella. Since she's a Stellaire, so I just named her Stella. Here we go. I use mainly fat quarter for these to make all these. Usually one fat quarter bundle will make one, maybe two. Let's see. Like this. It's got strawberries. Strawberries. And it's got 5 different ones in there. Like I would use that for the front cover. Maybe this would be flaps. Then we would have probably a lining with one of these 3. Probably this one is a lining. One for flaps. Sometimes I might can get 2 out of a fat quarter. It depends. I have more of the, I have strawberry, I have some watermelon fabric, I have more of the bee fabric than I did. I have the jungle, fabric. I got some Paris, France fabric. Lots of bee fabric. In fact, the project I want to work on, I'll have to actually sew. I won't be able to do it in the hoop project with it because it's something I've come up with and I haven't seen it anywhere else. So it's for my cross stitch. It's an organizer for my cross stitching. I have so many projects on my list for the summer. Hopefully I can get it all done. But I'm not planning on going nowhere. Gas is too expensive to go anywhere. All thanks to old JV. I'm not going to go into that right now. Not going to make it political. You know, probably already did. All right. Now we are ready for the accent stitch. Pull that off. Go to the accent stitch. Right, okay. Nope. Hit the wrong button. Got a little too confident. I'm going to thread this down in here real quick so I can hold on to it. And this is the accent stitch. Pause it. I haven't started it well. So I have this contrasting thread in. I'm going to go ahead and do the marking for the ribbon. This is real quick. I'm using this Stampin' Up! Organza ribbon here because it was purple. It's a little bit thinner than what I've been using. Been using the silk ribbon that comes with the bundle kits. Well, that's what's great about the bundle kits is you get your ribbon that matches. You don't have to worry about it. Hold on just a second. We're going to put this down and we're going to tack that ribbon on there. We can add more of this design. I'm going to pull this tape off here. What is next? I was doing the placement. It's doing a placement stitch for the pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and do it in this contrasted thread. That way I can see it. Let's get over. I need to scoot this towards me so I can see what I'm doing. Right. First, I'm going to trim this off. So we got trim. Then we get the pockets. This is the pocket. It's just the flamingo fabric from the lining. And you need to line it up right where those stitches end. You know what? I don't know if I like this. Yeah. It'll be pretty. It'll go well with this. Let's tape it down. Tape it down here. Try and use some of the tape that I've already used. We'll tape it right here. Tape it kind of in the center. But that ain't gonna do no good. I'll just tape it right there. It should hold fine. All right. Ah, come on. All right. Right down. We're gonna sew this down. Hard to pose. Oh yeah. If I see it, I have to get it. let's see. I need to take this out and trim this fabric. I'm going to trim this up as close as I can. Yeah. This one's kind of giving me a hard time. One of these corners. Not wanting to trim like it's supposed to. Turn it up, down to the other side. We're just about done, believe it or not. We'll do this, and we'll get the lining, sew the lining down, and it'll be pretty much the end of the whole machine embroidery part. Then all I have to do is the trimming up part. Then I'm going to send the picture to my sister after it's all finished. Alright. That looks like that's pretty well finished. Or trimmed up. Lining this stuff up in here. Move this out of the way. Now we are going to do the decorative stitch on the pocket. Let's see. We'll do pink, and then we'll do the blue or purple accent. This up. Hold on. I need to move this thread and put it up front so I can hold it and trim it. almost to the end. It's going to be so cute. I got a whole tote bag that's got fabric in it. That's probably going to go in the YouTube sale once I get everything finished. I got some little crochet flowers I need to finish up. I've crocheted them. I just need to stitch them and finish them off. And maybe make some leaves for them. And a few other things I'm going to put in the sale. I may make a couple, 2 or 3 more of these notebooks covers to put in there. To use up some fabric that I got. Alright. Now we're doing the accent stitch that's going to go down, and that's kind of a decorative stitch, so it's going to be really pretty. I'm doing that in the purple because then it's going to show up. Actually, you know what? I'm actually thinking I might do it in white instead. I'm going to have to go get me some more white thread. I'm getting low. And this is my white thread. This is how they come. This is what I got left of my white. I do have some that's the Disney character thread, but I don't want to use that for this. I like to use this for my regular projects. This is a little bit cheaper than the Disney thread. My hubby got me the Disney thread for Christmas. Once I learn how to do the t-shirts real well, hopefully I can get it done before next month. I want to make Everly a little shirt. It's got Minnie Mouse on it and a number 1. She turns 1 next month. Alright, here goes the decorative stitch. Let's go ahead and show this. Oh, it's really pretty on there. Got this, and then have the lining, and that'll be it on the machine. I'm just going to cut the thread and jump to the other side. Let me get this ribbon. I'm going to tuck it up underneath here. I'll lay it flat though, because it's this actually needs some thread trim. All right. So I'm going to lay this part that's got the 1-inch fold down first. You want that laid down first. Then we're going to lay down the part that doesn't have the fold. That's going to go in the back. You're not going to see that. I'm going to hit the foot down, and then we're going to sew the top, and then I'll sew the bottom, and then we'll be done. Then me to the bottom, foot down, and go. When this gets done, I'm going to swing the camera back around, and I'll show you the next steps. All right, here comes the music. All right. I'm going to put it over here, and we're going to swing around the camera. I'm going to cover it up. And here we are. You're not paying any mind to the mess behind the curtain. Yeah, that needs to go this way a little bit more. Get rid of some of this hot mess. Sometimes I can't function when there's too much going on. Oh, all right. First things first, loosen up your hoop and pop it out. Take this. Set it over there. And we're going to cut. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to fold this up like this. I'm going to turn it over. And we are going to cut around this. We're going to do it with these scissors. Another pair of my favorite scissors. Once you get some good fabric scissors, you mark them. You tell your family, do not touch these scissors. They might result in bodily injury. Pick that up before the dog gets it. It's pretty much just glides. I'm getting as close to the stitching as I possibly can get without cutting the stitching. But now I need these. You want to minimize as much bulk as possible. So it will make turning more difficult if you have bulk. Trim it up just a little bit more. Alright. Now unfold it like this. All laid out. I'm going to take my ruler and my pinking blade. You see it does a little pinking so the fabrics don't continue to fray. I'm going to line this up along a 1/4 inch from the stitch line, and then I am going to trim just a little bit. It'll be all right. Trim all the way down. Then we get to where it didn't trim, do another pass. Sometimes you have to do like 2 or 3 passes. That didn't go through. I'll just run it again. All right. I think I need another pinking blade. I think they're on sale this week at Hobby Lobby for Sewology Notions. Their blades will fit my Fiskars trimmers. Probably fit my Olfa too, but I like my straight blade for Olfa and just keep it as an Olfa. I haven't had to replace it yet. Usually the first trim is a good trim. Ooh. Alright, one more edge to trim. We're going to trim the corners after this and start pulling it out and ironing. That's the key for everything to look good. Alright. It's a hot mess over here. I'll leave that hot mess over there. Turn on my iron. Hot mess. Always have you a good trash can on the side. All right. While the iron is heating up. Ooh, that did not get trimmed very well. That don't even look like a quarter. Let me fix that because that does not look like a 1/4 inch. Because it's not. Mm-mm. That was not a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna have to get the vacuum out to clean all this mess. Now, when you cut your corners, you'll want to turn it over to this side. Make sure that you're not clipping that thread. So I'm just gonna cut right before in front of it, so it's not getting that corner. You don't want to cut your thread on your corners. All right. First things first. These darn strings out of the way. Next time I make some of these notebooks, I'm going to zigzag these edges so they're not going to fray. So we're going to pull this side out first. And pull that. Switch this over. So I need to iron it. Let me do this. Set the iron on it. And there we go. Turn it this way. Whew. Iron is hot. Turn it over this way. Hit it with the iron. And turn it back over. Get it real good. Then we're going to take this other side. We're going to flip it. Well, maybe. There we go. Flip it. Make sure everything's pulled out like it's supposed to be. Iron this down. That. machine is sewn away. All right, now we're going to do this other side. Turn it down real good. Need a table that's up maybe 3 or 4 inches higher. All right, now we got that turned right. Now we're going to turn these flaps right here. We're going to trim the string first. Flip these flaps out. Flip the flap. And you'll want to get these corners real good. Press your corners out. If you can't get them really good, where's my tool? I'm gonna use this my little thing for my machine. It does really good about pushing these corners out. Go push, push, push. Then I'm gonna iron this. I'm gonna flip this flap. I don't know what my dog is barking about. Dude, Daisy. Can't really tell which dog it is. I'm just about done anyway, so. All right, now we're going to iron this down. Really pretty. Make everything gorgeous. Iron this down a little bit more. And then I want to turn it out. Fold it like it's supposed to be. A little iron. This is the elastic to hold it closed. I'm just going to flip that to the outside. I'm going to give this a press. And Bob's your uncle, and it is complete. This is, I cannot see it because it's right there. And here it is. So put the notebook in. The notebook right here. Just a regular composition notebook. You take it, slide it in right here. Hey, stop. Sorry, guys. Stop it. Slide that side in, then we're going to open it to the back. No. Slide that in. You have your ribbons. And there you go. I think, Shannon. I will yell at all mine. Eventually, one will listen. That machine makes it seem easy. It is. I love my machine. That's the best investment I have ever made. So then you get your little pen and it will go right in there. I don't have a pen right next to me or I would put it in there. So that is how you make those. Maybe once I try this thing, the little zipper pouches, once I get those, one or two made of these, I may do a video on those. But it won't be that fabric, of course. I'm not sure what fabric it will be. I gotta make one for my friend's daughter for school. So I kind of want to get some made pretty soon. So in case other people want some before school starts. Well, I'm going to get this mess cleaned up. And I'm going to get, I think Joe's fixing supper. And I got some other things I need to get done. And I got to send this to, a picture of this to my sister. So she will see what it looks like. So I am going to get off here, guys. If you have any questions, you can email me. Oh, you're welcome. Let's see. Here's my email. I'll put it up real quick so y'all can jot it down for a second. That's my email. If you have any questions or whatever, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Just know that it might go to junk. I check my junk mail about once a day. All right. All right. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk with y'all later. And maybe in a week or so, I'll get the zipper thing done and come and show y'all how to do that. Y'all have a good day. Bye.